My name is David Parrish, and I'm going to speak about strategic planning, especially for creative businesses and cultural enterprises. Strategic vision and the definition of success. A strategic vision sets out the goals and aims of an enterprise. It's actually a picture of the future, the way that the business sees itself achieving success. Start with the end in mind, says Stephen R. Covey, the author of the best-selling book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. The aim of a strategic vision is to inspire people towards achieving success within a business or organization. One of the leader's most important functions is to inspire people towards the vision that is set out by the enterprise. It's important for everybody to share the vision, to understand where the business is going so that they can all play their part in achieving that vision. A vision says something that clarifies the direction in which an organization needs to move, says John P. Cotter in the Harvard Business Review. Successful creative enterprises need a combination of creative talent and smart business thinking. That's what I mean when I use the metaphor T-shirts and suits, which is the title of my book, T-shirts and Suits, A Guide to the Business of Creativity. Sometimes one individual has these two things in equal measure, both the creative passion and the smart business thinking. But more often than not, these things come together within a partnership or a larger team that complement each other with these different skills. Nevertheless, there must be a shared vision. Even if people come together with complementary experiences and talents, they must share the same vision. When it comes to matters of risk, growth, financial reward, and lifestyle, the partners and individuals within an organization might have different views. And this can lead to problems if we don't have the same ideas about what we mean about achieving the vision and defining success. Jennifer Harris, writing in Management Today, says that it's fine for people to have different experiences and skills, but if they have different attitudes towards the business, problems can occur. And I agree. In Manchester in 1904, Frederick Henry Royce met Charles Stuart Rolls. One was an engineer, the other a businessman. They came with different skills, but together they formed a company which became the Rolls-Royce Company. Rolls and Royce had different skills and experience, but importantly, their vision was the same, and that led to the success of Rolls-Royce. So having a clear vision of the future and starting with the end in mind is what successful creative entrepreneurs do. Success. Everybody wants to be successful, but people have different definitions of exactly what they mean by success. When I'm advising creative businesses, I ask them to define exactly what they mean by success. In fact, I demand it, because if they are not absolutely clear about what they mean by success, I cannot help them to achieve it. Simply to say that a business wants to be successful is not enough. We need to be absolutely clear how we define that success. And I urge you to define success in your own terms. Define success for yourself. Do not be driven by the assumptions and the wishes of other people when it comes to defining success. Many people will advise you on being successful, but they're pushing you in the direction that they assume you want for success. Therefore, you have to be absolutely clear about your own definition. Success is often regarded as being purely about financial success. And although finance is an important element in success, there are many other dimensions. And when I speak to creative entrepreneurs, they tell me that included in their definition of success are other elements, such as the recognition of their peers, making a social impact, having a good lifestyle, perhaps working in teams, or perhaps the autonomy they have by working alone, or perhaps making international strategic alliances. So these are the different ingredients that come together in each individual's personal vision of success. Business growth. Businesses often want to grow, and that's a good thing. But we should be very clear about what exactly we want to grow. For some people, it's simply about having more people. But we can also define growth in terms of sales, or profitability, or social impact. So when we're talking about growth, we need to be clear what exactly we want to grow, because size isn't everything. So the process of clarifying an organization's vision and defining success very clearly is an important element in strategic planning. We need to start with the end in mind. We need to be clear where we're going, and it's important that everybody within the enterprise understands that definition so that they can work together in harmony to achieve those goals. And in defining that success and having that vision, we can also be talking about the mission of the business or organisation. And this involves, of course, its values, its ethics, and its style of working. Management guru Peter Drucker is quoted as saying, "Mission and philosophy is the key starting point in business. A business is not defined by its name, statutes, or articles of incorporation. It is defined by the business mission. Only a clear definition of the mission and purpose of the organisation makes it possible and clear to have realistic business objectives." If everybody is involved in the process of defining the vision, then success will follow. We have other resources online that you can follow to learn more about strategic planning, to apply it to your enterprise so that you can become even more successful.